Let's go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining us today. Unfinished Friday, maybe the last one, not sure.
Mhm.
It will be the last one of the year. I can guarantee you that. But we're going to go out with a bang. How's that? And I think that the topic here today is so amazing and so timely. And so Aaron Kesters is someone I've gotten to know mainly through virtual. I don't know if we've met in person,
Mm-mm.
but she's awesome. And if you're in, most of you know about the Coffee and Connections with Centersphere that happens at 9 o'clock on Friday, and she's always on, and she's always happy and smiling, and just an awesome attitude boost for all of us. So, Aaron Kesters, I'm going to let you take over from here. If everyone else would mute, and that would be awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Aaron Kesters.
Well, Erin, Ruth, thank you for that wonderful intro. I appreciate that. And, back in high school, when you write in the little memory books, of what you want to do in your future, mine was to make people happy. And so I just hope that I can continue to put off that vibe no matter what is happening in our lives. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about grace in crisis today, something that I'm quite familiar with. But a question that I have for all of you, you can just show me by a raise of hands, is how many of us expect more from ourselves? Okay. Yeah, I kind of thought that, especially with this group. And I want you, at least for today, I would invite us to allow yourself to give yourself some grace today, that you don't have to do everything that's on your list or that you think is expected of you. I know, right? Those things really, truly can wait. And so I'm going to give you 3 to 4 tools for your toolboxes to equip you, hopefully, with some strategies that you may or may not already use to give yourself that grace in the face of whatever adversity you encounter, which I hope is not too much. um, so we personally go through a crisis, and I'm talking a major crisis at least once a year in our family. And oftentimes it's much more than that. And what I mean by that is our daughter Emily, for those of you that may not know or listening to this later, has a very rare genetic life-limiting disease. She was only expected to live to the age of 9, and she's now 17. So praise, yes, that is wonderful in and of itself. But with that comes a lot of hospitalizations, a lot of in and out of doctors, and it weighs heavy on our hearts. There's a lot of crisis, for whatever term to put on there, that happens, and we're constantly going from good to not good and good to not good. It's like a constant roller coaster ride, and that really can take a toll on you, especially as a parent. And 5 years ago, I think it was, about 5 years ago, in 2015, she had another major setback, and I just really had to figure out a way to give myself grace so I could be a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, because I didn't always put into practice the things that I'm going to talk to you about today and give you some tools for. And I just really needed to come up with a system to allow myself to give myself grace. So when we're in those crisis seasons, that I had something to fall back on rather than fall into this dark abyss that I kept falling into. Although I always like to be positive, I wasn't always living that way behind the scenes, if that makes sense. So these tools, I have tweaked them. They've become a part of me, and they're habits that I've leaned into rather than fallen back into old ones. Does that make sense? So get your pens and pencils ready. Here's what you're going to jot down, okay? So number one thing is to stay positive and give gratitude. See the cross I'm making here? Okay, so it is impossible for us to feel down or feel fear when we're in a grateful state. Think about that. So I invite us, if you're not already doing that, to journal. Yes, write it down every day, 2 to 10 things that you are grateful for. And I promise you, when you put this into practice and you have those days when you are feeling down or you're in that crisis mode, you open up that journal and be grateful. And I'm talking little things too. You know, there's family and friends and your job and all of that. I'm talking about the sunrise, the bird that landed on the window pane, those kinds of things. And I've been using Stephanie Gass with God She Rises. And then I just got a new one that I'm going to use at the new year called Each Day a Gift, a gratitude devotional for women. I'm sure there's one out there for men too. And don't worry, men, I've got stuff for you later as well, but I have to, cater to both. So those are some that I'm liking right now. Nicole Crank is another one. Devotions, for those of you who, and I think that's most of us on here who give praise to God, your devotionals in the morning. And then tell people that you're grateful for them. Because I know I'm grateful for all of you here this morning on this Unfinished Friday, and for Aaron doing these. And I hope that he can find the time once he maneuvers his new job too, to find time for this. Okay, second thing, we've given gratitude in the morning. Now find that time for self-care. And I know that's like the buzzword and, do self-care and practice this. But, I was told a long time ago, Aaron, if you cannot take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't really get it. It didn't register until about 5 years ago when I started putting more into practice. And tell you what, when these crisis situations of hospitalization come up for Emily, I'm so in a better place because I'm taking care of myself better than I used to, that I'm able to handle those situations better. It like chokes me up right now to think of where I was and where I am at now. So ways to do that. Exercise. I don't care what you do. You walk, you run, yoga, jumping jack, something. Move your body. Just move your body. Dance, and you'll get in a better zone. Okay? Every 50 to 60 minutes, get up and whoop, whoop, get some energy going. Make healthy eating choices. We all have different eating plans that we're on. Whatever that is for you, just make healthier eating choices. Drink water. Water is going to give us and cleanse our bodies of all those ickiness that we have in there. And then add supplements. I'm not going to take away things. I'm not going to tell you to take this out of your meals and what you do, but add in the good, add in the water, add in some supplements. I know Aaron, Joe Sweeney, myself, Kristen Hotop, those are all people who can direct you into some, and Doug Hancock on here can direct you into some supplements that you may find useful for your unique situations. So you can talk with any of us about that. And just wanted to open this up for just a quick minute, or you could put in the chat, what ways do you practice self-care? Or at least think about this, are you doing that? Anyone want to share quick?
I have a toy. I have a 93 Jeep Wrangler that I will just get in and drive around.
I love that. Awesome. Fresh air.
Hey, Aaron. I start my morning out I have a devotional I do where I do exactly what you are. I'm thankful. And then I have my gym stuff on right now because I'm going to the gym, and I post it every time I go to the gym.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you just got to take care of yourself. You're absolutely right.
And dress for success. I like that. You're in your gym clothes, ready to go.
I work out 3 to 4 days a week at what is now Genesis, used to be Prairie Life. As a dyslexic 18-year-old, it's what's got me there. As a twice cancer survivor and a one-time heart attack survivor, I know the importance of working out.
Oh, John, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I can't wait to get to know you better, by the way. We need to talk more. But anywho, the next thing I want to talk about, and I'll wrap it up here pretty soon, just have 2 more things, is some resources for self-development. Okay, so if you're keeping track and writing things down, we all know our mindset is like what drives us. And we've talked about that here before on Finished Fridays. So I just wanted to give some resources that I really like. One is called Hope in the Dark by Craig Groeschel. This was given to me by another Centersphere member, and he really didn't even know our situation very well, just a little bit, and boy, did it really resonate with me. Another one is On Fire by John O'Leary. I kept hearing about this book, and I finally read it this year. Woo! I tell you what, this is a good one for sure. If you have not read that, get that on your radar. Facing Fear by Nick Wallenda. I think the tightrope walking guy, the family that does that really high up in the air. Yeah, he's got some good books out there. And then podcasts would be Leadership by Craig Groeschel. See, I told you I'd get you guys in here. And then our own Robert Bolden with Life Transformed. He has a podcast. The Brother Side with Alex Pearson. It's a funnier one, but that's a nice one. And T.D. Jakes podcast. Those are some that I would throw out there. And finally, as I see we're closing out of time here, the 4th one that we may not always think about is advocacy and supporting one another. We all have certain health concerns or passions. We all have passions for a certain cause, which I hope one of them is the Little Giants Foundation. Little shameless plug there. So I would encourage you to get involved with a passion of yours or of another organization that you've heard about, where we can focus on others, because in turn we will get so much more out of that. And I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here. Our rewards are just unending, and allows us to not focus on our own issues and allow that grace to really come in and serve us. So I thank you for your time today, and I hope that maybe you learned or got a new resource from me today, and I hope that you can find grace in whatever crisis you have. Thank you.
Aaron, that was awesome. Very timely. I think the holidays can be very stressful, and I think this year, different, but not different in the fact that it can be stressful. I have felt myself kind of projecting some anger about what's going on onto people, because they don't want to get together. They don't want to meet. They don't, and I've had to check myself. So that was good. I appreciate that message today, Aaron, um, and appreciate all the support that everyone's given this little endeavor to help people continue to learn and grow, and we'll see if we can continue into the new year. But if we don't, I wish you all a very happy 2021, a very Merry Christmas, and remember that no matter what's going on, pandemic or no, Christ is always the reason for the season. So keep Christ forefront in your minds.
Amen.
And have a great holiday season.
All of you
Merry
as well.
Christmas,
All right, thank
everybody.
you, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron.